Well, here we are, back on the Blazer. So I worked this morning. I think I got the engine straightened out. I had a lot of rocker arms that were loose. I went in and adjusted it to zero valve lash. Fired it up a little bit ago. It sounds pretty good. I was hearing a lot of noise. I think it was just from the loose valve train because it sounds great now. I'm carrying about 60 pounds of oil pressure, so pretty happy about all that. And so now we are going to move on to bodywork, and that's sort of the next phase. As you'll see, the Blazer, let me back up a little bit. And it looks like it was hit in the back. When I took this apart, it had about a 1/2 inch of body filler over this area. So I dug it, almost all of it out, the wire wheel. So, you know, ideally you would just change this body panel out. But yeah, they don't really have them in stock anymore. And I prefer to keep the original sheet metal. So I'm going to remove, and I've got some tools. I can pull most of that out without creating the holes. I think that's old school, right? You drive a screw in there, use a slide hammer and pull it out. But I'm gonna pull these fender wells out, see if I can get in behind there. And if I can get in behind there, I'll be able to straighten that out. So it'll just take a lot of time. But I think it'll be better than putting in, you know, today's metal that doesn't have the metallurgy that it did back in 1972. So I'm gonna drop off camera, take that fender well out, and we'll see what's what. Okay, I got the wheel well out, sitting over there with the nuts and bolts, and can't get to the underside with that removed. Can a little bit over there and then under here, but to get to this piece here, I don't know. I may cut in on the other side, or I may cut out some of this. I haven't decided yet, but first thing I'm gonna do is I started looking, and you know, I don't even can see it on it, but I got a considerable gap. So I'm gonna use a straight edge, and then I'm gonna use this tool here I got, this Maxi steel dent pulling station. I'm gonna weld pins on there, I'm gonna weld tabs on there, I'm gonna start pulling it out. Last Christmas, I looked at a panel. They were still in stock, I think, last Christmas. They were $850, I think, for a new one. And this tool was about the same price. And I thought, well, I'll just buy the tool and go at it, learn how to use it, and then I'll have a tool. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I kind of wish I had a new panel here to weld in, but it is what it is. I'm gonna use this tool. I've got time, and I'm gonna start welding it up. Welding these pins up. Okay, so I put a piece of wiggle wire on there. Essentially, it's just this wire, it's copper coated, and then that tool kind of just welds each piece up against the metal. And then you can take a tool like these fingers here and then pull on it. Or if you can't get the grip, then actually, hold on. Not that one. So then I can take this tool here. Just want to pull out a little bit right in here. Again, I'm still learning, so if you know how to use these, good for you. I don't. Figuring it out. So I just pulled a little bit, and I see I still got a low spot right there. So I'm going to come up here, use this as leverage. That joint there. This worked a lot better last time, off camera. There we go. So it's coming, slowly but sure it's coming. Came out a little bit too far. Again, I'll be going back and forth with it, and I'm just going to work my way down until I get it all straight, and I'm going to come back and worry about trying to smooth it out. That'll be tomorrow's problem. Okay, using the straight edge here, I thought I could pull it out from the bottom, but the bottom is coming out, but this was staying in, so I really need to pull it out right there. So I'm gonna weld on this wiggle wire and then try and pull it out. Oh, that was going against the paint, so I should have got it down the metal. But the rest of it's on there. And let's see here. Try this in a different approach. Got most of it. I still need to pull out right in here. Actually, I think I did it. Yep, I did it. There's no longer a gap there. So that worked. And then to get that wiggle wire off, just take a pair of pliers, kind of wiggle it, wiggle, comes right off. And if you don't mess it up too bad, you can continue to reuse it. So good. And then if there's if I find there's a couple spots that maybe it's just again, still learning. So let's leave the critiquing for another day. I'll get the pin on there. All right, and then I also notice, I don't know if you can see it here, it's also a low spot up in here. So I'm just gonna start from the top, start working my way down through the whole thing. So I don't want to bore you with all that. So I'll turn the camera on if it gets interesting, or I start doing something I'm not doing now. But basically, it's either between the wiggle wire, those tabs. I also have these types of tabs that I can put a rod through and then pull it out. I don't have the bridge tool to do that, but you can use the thing with the fingers to pull these as well. So, a little bit of everything. I'll be at it for a while. Trying to emphasize here how warped this panel is. There's completely flat, and there's a good 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch gap. And it just kind of goes all the way down the panel. But up here, the one I just worked on, yeah, I was able to fix it. So I feel good that I'll be able to, well, all right. I feel good. I'll be able to straighten most of this out. So stay tuned. But again, this, I could shove my light all the way up through there. It's still flat. So it's crazy. It's a crazy gap in between there and there. Something else I've been doing, just so I know where I'm at with this, is as I take the straight edge, and I'm going to start here and then kind of work up, but just marking where it's really, really out of shape with this yellow marker. So then, like here to here, it's pretty flat, and from here to there, it's pretty flat. So just kind of drawing where it's going to need to be pulled. It really needs pulled here, actually all the way through here. So this is there to right there. Here we go. I've been at this a while with zero success. I'm pretty frustrated, so I guess that's a success. But you can see the gap. It's touching on that end, touching on that end, and it's got a sizable gap. Focus. I think what I need is one of those bridge things where I can put all the tabs in there and then put constant pressure and pull on it. Because that contraption I got with the arm and the pulling just ain't working. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to make one. Okay, tried a lot of different things. I cannot get that metal to move. Just tried some heat, acetylene torch, just won't move. So not sure my next step. I was thinking about just removing it, fixing it, and then welding it back on. So you get, looks like spot welds all along this area, spot welds along this edge, and then the ones around the inner wheel. Looks like it's welded on up here, and then spot welds down the side. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna sleep on it. I may remove all the spot welds, just pull that off, because if I pull that off, then I could get that absolutely straight. So may go down that path. We'll see. So my other thought was, well, I'll just leave it in there and I'll just let it make it strong, but that's a mess.